friends, welcome to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to try something. I've never done the Spanish rice actually in the combi. However, I have made these, I don't know for sure what they're actually called, but like Taco Bell sells them. They're those little round things encased in the shell. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to make some of that, which I'm not going to use that much hamburger. So I'm going to go ahead and use my freeze-dried hamburger. And then in the combi, I will be making the Spanish rice, and then whatever Spanish rice is left over, it'll go in the freezer because sometimes I like that with my nachos and stuff. So that should work out pretty good. So I'll bring it down here and show you what I plan to do here. So I have my hot water from the sink, and like I said, we're not going to use that much hamburger because we're only making 2 of those little pods. And then that will reconstitute incredibly fast, and before you know it, the hamburger is ready. So what I'm going to be doing is I have the Comi pan here, and go ahead and put a little bit of oil, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my cup of rice, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in some onions. Now I did find out when you do the saute on the combi, you do have to leave the door open. I was wondering why at first I couldn't get that figured out. Bring you up, show you over there at the combi. And I'm going to stir this up just a little bit here before I throw that in there. And what you're going to want to do is kind of like we're browning the rice a little bit. And then we will go ahead and cook it, and we'll add everything to this. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put it on the bottom. And the door is going to stay open, but you're going to hit power. You're going to bring this over to the left side because the saute is like right there. So you're going to go ahead and come down to the saute, clear saute, and I went up one document. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. You leave the door open. That's going to go ahead and start to brown. And then meanwhile, I'll get all the rest of the stuff around, and we'll show you what we're doing. All right, so it's getting towards the end of the rice getting brown. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in there. Stir that in there. I'll bring out the rice so you can see it, obviously. But this is the rice, and it's looking kind of brown. Put that in there. And then, so meanwhile, I have out my canned chicken broth to go in there. But I did pull out my 2 burrito shells that are going to be working with this. So what you do is you take and you cut halfway through the burrito shell. And so what's going to happen is you're going to be doing like this, and like this, and then we're going to go ahead and air fry that, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I have some of my homemade taco seasoning. I do have a video for it. I'm working on putting the video out. What happened was it actually, there was no voice. I don't know what happened to the whole video, but I have to figure out how to fix it so we can actually have voice on there. Put just a little bit more. And that's one thing about using the freeze-dried stuff is you could put as little or whatever that you want in here, and that works out just fine. This rice some more. Now the garlic is in there. And over here on the stove, I have some lettuce, tomato, and onion and stuff too. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and this doesn't take as long to cook these. So I'm going to go ahead and start the combi meal on the actual on the combi meal first, and then I will go ahead and um, put these on the top after a little bit so it's there. Okay. All right, so the rice is ready to be done. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the stove for a minute. Go ahead and give this another stir. So this is what the rice is looking like. And if I put this pan here, you'll be able to set that right down there. You can see what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my, oops, might be nice if I brought you down some, hey? Bring it, my 2 cups of chicken broth. You know, you can use water. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Goya sauce there. You can use tomato sauce, or you can use the red seasoning. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of that in there, and throw some of the cumin in here. As you can tell, I don't measure. A little bit of paprika. I can't remember if I called for paprika or not. I think it did. And then some chili powder. And then some onion and garlic powder. Okay. Give this all a really nice stir because this will set there unmoved till it's actually done. And then what we'll do is we'll take this off the sear saute and we'll be putting this on the combi mold, the combi crisp mold. While we're making this, the rice will go ahead and cook. So what we gotta do is stop that, bring this over, hit power in this combi meals, but I want it to be combi crisp. I want to do 350. Go ahead and hit start. What happens is this go ahead and actually beats across there for a couple minutes, and then the time will go ahead and start, and we can go ahead and get that going. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour a little bit of cheese. Now this can seems a little bit thicker than that last can. Last couple cans I've used. I definitely like my sauce better than this. I'm sorry to hear Mark back there. He's coughing. He's not feeling too good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of salsa on a square. But this kind of works out kind of with the rice a little bit because the rice is starting while I'm getting this done. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some sour cream on a square. Now, obviously, with this meal, you can put or take away whatever it is that you are wanting. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to go ahead and put some of my onions, my tomatoes, and I'll put a little bit of lettuce here. So do the same thing here. You have a little bit more onions and tomatoes, so I don't want to use that up. A little bit more lettuce in each one. No reason to have that go to waste. So then what's going to happen is I go ahead and flip this here, flip this here, and flip. All right. So what it's going to be looking like is like this. There's no rhyme nor reason to how it's supposed to really look, but try to make it look as good as you can, obviously, because you eat with your eyes first. Right? And there's the second one. And that will be all ready here. And I'll be putting that actually in the combi in just a few minutes. Um, Probably about 5 minutes to go ahead and let and see that. I don't know for sure if you see that the bleeping kind of like stopped across. So now that it actually starts the combi. Now, obviously, this is a 15-minute countdown. These little sandwiches don't take 15 minutes. So I am going to go ahead and wait, like I said, to where it's probably about the 10 minutes and then go ahead and add the sandwiches. Okay, so that's down to almost 10 minutes. And what I did is I took a little bit of meat and some cheese just for some extras. And go ahead and put that in here. You can see the rice is looking really good right now. Go ahead and throw that in there. I do have the fan on, and that's blowing all the steam that's coming out of here away from my cabinets. And we'll wait for the rest of that time. We'll pull that out, and we'll have some dinner. All right, so I just was checking on the sandwiches, and those are done. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull those out and let them set. And then go ahead and finish letting the rice cook for that last 5 minutes by itself. But this looks pretty good right here. And like I said, there's that little bit extra meat. And I forgot, I should probably put like a toothpick because that combi has a tendency to kind of like flip this around. So if you do this yourself, you're going to want to maybe like put a toothpick on there so the combi doesn't blow the shell around. All right, so the rice is done. And I should have probably put just a little bit more water in here. I've never done the Spanish rice, but it looks okay to me, not good enough to eat. So go ahead and have a spoonful each with us. And this tonight is our dinner, like pretty much a Taco Bell copycat type thing. So let me know if you've ever made this in your combi before, and if you have, did you like it? Is there anything that you would have changed? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you very much for stopping by. You have a very blessed and wonderful day.